Om Shanti. A very good morning. Today we continue the Murli dated 28th December 1979. The title of the Murli, The Way to Become an Embodiment of Success is to have concentration. So let's continue from meeting couples. A couple means to be a sample for service. You are being kept in your households so that you can become samples on the field of service for the world to see. Do you continue to live in your households as showpieces in the showcase of the world? Even one showpiece should be able to become an instrument for many to make a bargain. Those who are living at home with their families should consider themselves to be special showpieces and become instruments for plenty of service. You are not living in a household, but in a showcase. By considering yourself to be in a showcase, you can also consider yourself to be constantly adorned. Nothing dirty would be kept in a showcase. As you move along a little more, the names of those who are living at home and looking after their households and yet are completely free will be glorified in the whole world. People will come to you in desperation, hoping to have a glimpse of you and say, who are those courageous souls who are able to do in practice what we have been unable to do? There will be unlimited praise of you couples. You will become instruments for the revealing the Father's task. You are not ordinary souls, you are special souls. So now, meeting Kumars and Kumaris, all of you are imperishable Kumars. Why do Kumars and Kumaris receive extra mark and in what aspect? Although Kumars and Kumaris see everything and know everything in this life, they still have determination in their minds, and because of this determination, they are able to be firm renunciates. You receive the fortune of this renunciation. Householders renounce everything after experiencing that temporary happiness. Whereas you Kumars and Kumaris have already renounced that perishable temporary happiness with determination in your minds. This is why you are given a chance to take a high jump. You Kumars and Kumaris are free from bondage in both your worldly and your spiritual lives. Because you are free from bondage, you can move as far forward as you want. The Baba is asking, are all of you taking this high jump? To take a high jump means to do something as soon as the thought occurs. Thinking and doing would be simultaneous. Bapdada is particularly pleased to see you Kumars and Kumaris because you have been saved from falling. You haven't climbed that ladder of sorrow. Bapdada is very pleased when he sees those who have already been saved. Now, meeting the group from America, do you constantly have all your relationships with the Father? Do you experience all of His treasures? Do you experience all of the Father's virtues? If even one relationship with the Father is missing from all these treasures and relationships, then that missing relationship will attract you towards itself and pull you away from the Father. I'll repeat, if even one relationship with the Father is missing from all these treasures and relationships, where you would experience all the Father's virtues, then that missing relationship will attract you towards itself and pull you away from the Father. Therefore, check whether you are experiencing all your relationships with Him. You are a child and thus a master of all His treasures. In terms of following directions, you are a child when you perform actions and do service. Then, when you become stable in an elevated stage, you are a master. Do you experience both stages of a child and a master? Those who become masters of all the treasures they have been given at this time by the Father develop the sanskars of a master. Those who become masters of all the treasures they have been given at this time by the Father develop the sanskars of a master. It is these sanskars that enable you to become a master in the future. You will experience your complete stage through the mind of all experiences. Experience is the easy way to bring about transformation in your life. The majority of people in this world today want to experience 1 second of peace. Only when you are s- able to remain constantly in a peaceful stage will you be able to give such desperate souls the experience of 1 second of peace. Do you feel mercy for those souls? Only when yourselves become full will you be able to satisfy many beggars. Are all of you souls from America, those who take a high jump, or those who enable others to fly? Are you able to fly away from this old world within a second and reach your sweet silence home? You are those who fly in this way, are you not? To be a flying bird means to be one who remains constantly stable in a double light stage. To be a flying bird means to be one who remains constantly stable in a double light stage. Become flying birds and continue to fly and enable others to fly too. Make those who come to you begging for an experience of peace and happiness completely full by giving them peace and happiness. You thereby become peacemakers. They will all then thank you from their hearts. The opening of a center in America has great significance. Something special has to happen. Visions of creation and destruction will take place simultaneously. On one side, there will be those who are to bring about destruction, and on the other side, there will be peacemakers. We shall then see the competition between the power of science and the power of silence. In order to bring about transformation everywhere in America, you must completely surround it. Mahavir is portrayed in an image carrying a whole mountain. So, all of you should transform America and glorify the power of silence. Constantly remember that you are deities of peace, children of the ocean of peace. Become such peacemakers and donate peace to whomsoever comes to you. That makes a mark to the end of this Murli. So let's briefly go through. what Baba said, what we spoke about and discussed in the Murli yesterday. The Baba started from seeing that what is the easy way in which we intense effort makers can attain success and be revealed to the whole world as embodiments of success in everything that we do through our thoughts, words, and deeds. And that one word to which all our thoughts, words, and deeds have to be connected is concentration. Baba also said, when you have concentration, your stage automatically becomes constant and stable. All your wastefulness of your thoughts, words, and deeds come to an end so that you can accumulate power. And once that happens, because you become powerful, you can attain success in everything that you do. And to have concentration means to remain constantly stable in the one thought of one. Baba also spoke about the fluctuations, but he said that when something fluctuates, it makes everything around us shake. He also gave an example of electricity, where the light keeps on coming and going out. How any kind of a fluctuation creates upheaval in that moment. Baba was talking about the fluctuations that we get in our thoughts. How, on the basis of concentration, we are able to recognize everything clearly just as it is. How, when you become concentrated, you can constantly and very clearly see yourself to be what you are. You're able to recognize yourself and all the upheaval that comes from the various questions, all the whats and the whys, they stop. Because once you're able to see something clearly, you don't have the need to ask questions. And then you can clearly recognize yourself in your own form and also recognize the form of the Father. When you have concentration, you are able to attain all powers and become an embodiment of success. And once your form is very clearly recognized, the power of your form is also recognized just as clearly. Baba also gave examples of the various kind of fluctuations, whether it was in politics, the cost of living and everything around us, the fluctuation in the currencies, importantly, the fluctuations of the sufferings of karma and fluctuations of religion, which could leave people distressed. Baba also spoke about solitude, where he said that when you remain constantly in solitude, it becomes easy to practice concentration. Okay, so let's take a couple of moments to be in silence, to practice concentration, and come back ready to churn. Okay, you can unmute yourself and be ready to share.
Oh, Shanley.
Oh, Shanti, brother.
Yeah. Um, so I like the part when Baba addressed the couples in this Murli. It was very nice that Baba said, the showpieces. Couple means, to be a sample for service. Showpiece in the showcase. So we don't keep anything dirty or, in the showcase, right? We always keep the best attractive piece in the showcase. So Baba highlighted that these couples are the showpieces in Baba's showcase, and they are the ones who will become instrument in revealing the Father's task. Because as we know that Baba's teaching is unique, and it's so elevated, study, and we know that so far all the sages and right, our big people uh, found that this is all impossible to live a life like this when a husband and wife live together and lead a pure life. Right? So it's really impossible. I mean, the world is seeing it in that way, and then Baba comes and gives this knowledge and also the power and creates so many samples all around. This is, really becoming a practical proof, right? So when God says something and, there is no practical proof, then people start thinking that, okay, this knowledge is not practically possible to implement. But we know that there are so many couples who are already doing this, right? So that really makes it very remarkable, thing that which Baba's knowledge is practical. So really, so these couples who are leading a practical life of what Baba's knowledge is, it's really a great life for them. And of course, they will reveal the Father one day. Yeah, so this is the point that which I liked today. Thank you, Imshan.
Om Shanti. Nimeshbhai. I was just, of course, taking today's Murli, the first part, where Baba has mentioned the point which couples should have is, I am a special showpiece in the showcase. So this really took me again to the question which we were discussing about stability in changing times. So coming to the same yajna over here, the reason for me this is, there was an incident yesterday when our sister just shared with us, center sister, an experience. She said it was a late afternoon, just it seems last week. Old lady just came and she was standing outside the gate of the center, but she didn't enter. Then somebody else just called her to say, it's very hot outside. Why do you come and sit? She reluctantly, she came in. And then, we generally have in the center all these pictures put up, all old yajna pictures and all these other course pictures and all. She never went to the course pictures. She went to the yajna pictures and she was looking at all those pictures over there. And she was going on touching the frame and the faces. So the sister asked her, what are you looking for? You want to know something about the knowledge? It's there. She said, no, I'm looking for my mother. Her mother, it seems, had left the yajna during the old partition days when they were 3 children and they had gone. And then they moved out and came here. She said, I wanted to see what was that which made that face. I want to see my mother, which made her really leave us and go. So I was thinking about what was the stability and concentration which which they had in those days. Then they were not showcase. They could not be a special showpiece in the showcase at that time in the early beginnings. It was something, it was like, even if you put me on fire, I'm not going to burn, I'm going to go. That was that kind of a determination, dying kind of a pativrata, a sati stability. And that kind of stability which those souls had really created such a strong foundation, which what I call it as the whole essence of it, which really brought the foundation, the yajna in that. Then I see the next stability when a changing time of when Brahma Baba left his body. So what was the stability of the souls? How did really the dadis bring about that kind of concentration and in thoughts? So that changing time. So yesterday when the changing time come, and because this was just related, I was churning. And then now just see, I find whatever knowledge we are seeing now in the Avyakta is Baba's talking about the present times, about the children, about the couples, whether you call them as Adar Kumar or there is Adar Kumar, but I have not heard the word of Adar Kumari, its mother. How do they really stay and show the world that they can stay together as a couple, but yet still remain in a beautiful relationship? What is that stability? So when instability were, and now after all this, no more showcase, no more thing, the final stability, when everything is going to hit me, when all is going to, the world, everything at that moment, do I also go in along with the elements? Do I also go along with those evil souls and I perish? or am I stable? So just see that, think of stability which is there in the soul right throughout from, I was trying to trace from 1936 till I don't know when. It's something, a journey. I don't know, I was just going through this journey of stability and the changing times, and then Baba mentions about this shows. This was what was running in my mind. What stability are we talking of? What concentration are we talking of? Stability is not just sitting at Amrit Vela and focusing. No. You know, it's an inner reservoir of strength and say, Kuch bhi hone do. I am there for you, Baba. Om Shanti. Dinesh bhai,
Yes.
was I heard? Because
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I go, my thing doesn't work there. Because
No.
I just want you to throw really some, it's, I'm telling you, a masterpiece, the stability word. It really, I was thinking what, when Baba said that showcase, it's something which just hit me. How, what kind of rock piece we have to be. And how do we really do it? It's not, I don't think it's just, yeah, one thing I know, it's a toot yad, okay. But in today's times, as you spoke of all these fluctuations, how can I carry that fire of stability which those souls took? And will it be a real thing at the end, final times?
Where maybe we can have Srinivas Bhai or Sanjay Bhai or Bijit Bhai throw some light and share their perspective on this as well.
Om Shanti.
Yes, Sanjay Bhai.
Baba expects that all children should become stable. So Baba talks about stability, very well correlated that this yajna, when it started, the initial children who came to Baba were very committed to Baba. They were really surrendered because at that time, the adversities in the circumstances, they were really used to. Even in adverse circumstances, a soul who is stable, Yudhishthira, like Bhim, like Arjuna, Nakul and Sahadev, as we illustrate Bhim, that when the problem comes, he becomes bigger than the problem, and with the knowledge of Gada, with the Gyan Gada, he clarifies all the problems. Arjuna focused to the target and was got the Arjun interest of imbibing, inculcating knowledge. Nakul and Seth in the same way. They were really Pandavas. Pandavas, as Baba says, were not five brothers, basically, five qualities, or those five qualities within a person. And if those five qualities come in that person, God comes with him. Bhagwan uske saath ho jate hain. And when God is with any such a soul, जब भगवान साथ है तो डरने की क्या बात है. That stability comes naturally. Comparing to the present position, when all those luxury, all those convenience, all those facilities are there, and still if we find that committed level to Baba is not as like as that was with the earlier children who just started with Baba, Brahma Baba. So if you can compare that stability factor, you'll find that no, that stability is not there. Then comes the question that why the difference? That what I feel that initially the children who came to Baba, प्यार के कारण बाबा के पास आए, and now the situation is that without pyar nobody can come to Baba, but still we find that love is of not that level, that limiting factor is there. If that limiting factor is crossed, they go out from the yajna. That is a different question that they later repent, but again that is stability factor comes. So when Baba today talks about the sopis also, Baba talked about Kumars and Kumaris also. But when we talked about sopis, as the question in the discussion was there, how to become the sopis, the first letter as itself tells that for becoming sopis, you have to become soul conscious. And when you are soul conscious, you are connected to Baba. And when you are connected to Baba, you become stable. H. You have to be honest. And when you are honest, you become honorable. O. Objective. Objective should be very, very clear and confined to that. And W, you become wonderful. And when you become wonderful by becoming soul conscious, getting connected to Baba, honest, you really become the real soul peace. And when Baba talks about Kumars, let us understand it by the word letter K, knowledgeful, you, whosoever becomes knowledgeful, Gyan Sarupa and Gyan Murt, is uplifted and he becomes light. And M, the real Purusharth of Manmanava Madhya Jivi, Nashtu Moha and Sutilabdha, as in Gita's 18 Adhyayas, and A, adorned with divine virtues, R, that becomes reliable, responsible. So, in the eyes of Baba, the real Kumar is of that type. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay Bhai. Yeah, today's times where people would look at renunciation or abstinence of something that is perishable or temporary, they would look at that as a punishment. That is why uh, we may find people who dread coming into the spiritual knowledge to get this learning because they feel it is a deprivation of happiness. Uh, they mean they where they come from would be that, oh, we are enjoying life, and once we come to Brahma Kumaris, you will tell us to abstain from things and to renounce everything and become like sadhus. But yes, when we are a demonstration of the depth of the learning, the context of the learning, the purpose of the learning, of living that kind of life, which is free from algae. The algae is about arrogance, lust, greed, anger, and ego, and channelizing the energies into elevation rather than looking at using or utilizing the energies to gratify with temporary needs. The need to be a demonstration of the learnings that Baba's given us or what we have got, and we shining in the light of that. Once we are an embodiment of that learning, it comparatively becomes graceful and easy to serve people and get them gracefully in with their willingness to kind of understand where we are coming from. And what you spoke about, what even Bijit Bhai and Girja Bain spoke about, is that what did Brahma Baba as an instrument provide? That at that point of time, in those times, people were just willing to leave everything, face whatever challenges they needed to face, and be a part of the yajna. And that's the place where we have an opportunity to practice and grow, to get in depth into what did he provide, which we can stand to provide. Because if there is a challenge in other souls getting inspired to come into the yajna, then the challenge is because there is some work that yet needs to be done at our level. And when we stand to do that work with that realization that it's not abstinence, it's not a punishment, it's liberation, giving up a gratifying happiness for something that would be there for a long, long time, or which is highly elevated. So thank you, everyone.
Bhimishbhai, even one more thing I just wanted to add here.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
that is Pune, you know. Being in Pune, because it seems there are many oysters over here. I mean, people belonging to that old clan. And you know, tomorrow we are going to witness that the movie The Light, which has been given. And I was so happy at that service. You know, we were told if you're watching, you also buy a few and bring people along. And I very happily, and I said, oh, wow, lovely service. I very generously bought a few and tried to rope in a few people. Almost everything was done. The ticket has to be collected. You know, it shocked me. I watched the trailer of the movie and my heart stopped a bit for me because I know what it is, Brahma Baba's work. But you know what was, I received a kind of a couched message from one of the person whom I gave the tickets. Hello, we have seen the trailer. It won't be possible for us to get reconciled with the theme. We will not be able to get mentally tuned and hence will have no comfort level watching this film. So see, we are looking for a comfort level. They are looking for something different. They don't want to see this kind of uproar and this or the blood we shed, like they show freedom and all when our patriots do. Something different they are looking. So I said, Baba, so that means I am not a sample. I couldn't even do anything for them to come for the movie. It hit me, and this was just late night. So it really put me down to say now what sample I should be. What stability should I really bring about? It was something which I just wanted to share. Om Shanti.
Okay, anyone else? All right, let's do an early meditation today for a few more minutes. Rakiben, if you can put any of
Yes.
the music.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ramesh, we have
Yeah,
a small announcement. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So as we know, tomorrow is a buffer day. So Veena sister will be conducting a Murli Manthan session on the Murli dated at 26th December 1979. So request all divine family members to attend and make complete use of it. Om Shanti. Yeah, back to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brahma.
Yeah. Let's take a few more minutes in sitting in silence, practicing concentration, and actually allowing the rumination of whatever Baba shared in the 2 days of this Murli that we've covered. So, Rakiban, if you can put any of the music.
In a minute, will do that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Om Shanti. See you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.